Ezekiel. Ezekiel. Come on, Ezekiel, look at the camera. How are you going to be a YouTube sensation if you won't look at the camera?
It's hard to believe, but we're halfway through Vlogmas 2021. We've been live streaming every night beginning December 1st, and we're continuing to live stream through December 25th every night around 9 p.m. East Coast time. Unless you're watching this after December 25th, in which case, I've got nothing. Now, I love live streaming and connecting with all of you, even though I'll be the first to admit that our live streams aren't for everyone. And live streaming during any time of year isn't exactly on brand for our channel. We're sort of a travel channel, and we're kind of weird. So when we spend a month live streaming from our living room, the YouTube algorithm isn't exactly friendly. One of the ongoing jokes during the live stream is cooking with Dutch ovens, and like most long-running jokes, it's a long story and the origins are greatly debated, so I won't try to explain the joke here. By the way, if you're new to our channel, welcome, and no, this isn't a cooking channel in case you're wondering. If you're interested in watching the best cooking channel on YouTube that isn't exactly a cooking channel, I left a link in the description and I'll leave a link at the end of the video. In this video, I'm using our Dutch oven, belonging to us and not someone in Arizona. Another Vlogmas inside joke. We had a pot roast we needed to get rid of. It's been in the freezer since the Bush administration or close to it. I don't remember what the date said. I have no idea what I'm doing, and you're along for the ride. I'm glad you're here. Welcome. Let me catch you up to this moment. I turned the heat way up and got the Dutch oven really hot. Oh yeah, I added just a little bit of olive oil. After cutting the pot roast using no real strategy at all, I mean, you could say I cubed the meat or tore the meat apart, whatever works, I placed the pieces of pot roast into the pot. As you might imagine, it sizzled, smoked, and danced around a bit, but this is all a part of my plan. I also added some of this kind of stuff. I cut some onions and threw in a jar of garlic. You need to make sure your Dutch oven is properly seasoned, because when a Dutch oven is seasoned properly, the meat doesn't actually burn as you might imagine when you do this. You can totally fry an egg in this thing. I don't know why you would want to, but that's another story for a different channel. Anyway, once it looked like the pieces of pot roast are going to be useless, I add water, filling the pot up more than halfway, but not to the top. Then I place a lid on the iron pot and let the water boil all the way down. Simply stated, cut some pot roast, throw it in the Dutch oven, and watch it dance, and when it looks like it's gonna burn, add water, filling it up about 3/4 of the way, and boiling all the water out.
This is how you do it, Carolyn. Look, because the reflection's here and he's looking at something, see?
One of the things I love about using a Dutch oven is that it offers a unique flavor. If you use one often, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, then it's a great way to give your taste buds something new to consider. But unless you're an expert like Billy and Rhonda at Strong's Adventures, link in the description, cooking with a Dutch oven is going to take more time. In this case, I know what I'm going for. A warm rice-and-bedded stew. But there are a few problems with my plan. First, I don't really have a plan. I didn't even have a plan to cook tonight. I just grabbed the pot roast in the Dutch oven and went from there. So when I say simple, I really mean simple. Now you might be like my wife Carolyn, who believes that a crock pot is the answer to every known problem in the universe, and it's true, crock pots have been known to theorize about quantum entanglement and black holes. But never forget, people were making amazing tender food in Dutch ovens centuries before electricity-powered crock pots. Crock pots are fine, but they just can't do everything as good as an old cast iron pot. I don't trust pot roast to be tender. Nope, not one bit. So to get the meat as tender as possible, I use a process of boiling the water down and adding water back. I do this over and over again. And remember, that's after I've tortured the pieces of pot roast in the pot with no water at all. I guess it would be helpful to know how many times I'm repeating this process, and truthfully, I forgot. But what do you expect? This isn't a cooking channel. But what I can tell you is that it takes several hours. With each boil down, you probably notice that the color and texture changes when you add the water back. You might be thinking that the pot roast is getting tougher, but that's not the case at all. all. Okay, well, not always. Listen, there have been many fine people feel as if they have failed in life and in cooking because their pot roast is dry or tough, no matter the method. Pot roast is fickle and two-faced, even when prepared in a Dutch oven. Still, Dutch ovens are great for stews, sauces, soups, braises, or any other moist heated cooking method. You can cook a casserole or a whole chicken in a Dutch oven. They're quite amazing. But what I like about it the most is that you can transfer your pot to the oven to finish cooking there, and that's where we're heading with this whole thing. Now, if I had longer, I would probably boil this down a few more times, but I'm running out of time. I preheat the oven to 375, and I add canned carrots and some beans, but it really doesn't matter what you add. I mean, come on, it's a rice stew kind of thing. It's whatever. Yes, fresh stuff is always better, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, then I add water because I'm adding rice. So the amount of water you add back kind of varies for this last step of the process. I'll let you work that out because measuring requires another dirty dish, and that's not gonna happen. And this is probably why I could never manage a cooking channel. Anyway, pour the rice in and carefully put the covered Dutch oven in the oven. It takes about 45 minutes in the oven, and here's some things you need to remember. Back in the beginning, when I was torturing the pieces of pot roast, I'm always generous with the seasoning. Very generous. Why? Well, in part because of the process. The second reason is because of the rice. Rice distributes the flavor extremely well, and you're counting on the rice to absorb this amazing flavor, but in that process, if you don't add enough seasoning, it can taste kind of bland. Getting that combination right takes a few practice runs, which is what this really is. The iron pot was cleaned and seasoned, but I'm a little rusty.
Now, I'm not saying that you should ask Santa Claus for a Dutch oven for Christmas. Why? Because you're too old to believe in Santa Claus. Get a grip. There's no such thing as Santa Claus. If your kids are watching this right now, why? Dude, really? But seriously, a Dutch oven is a great gift to have. It's something to buy for your in-laws or something to buy for your outlaws. It's a great item to have in your cooking arsenal. And by arsenal, I mean in case we ever go to war, you have an iron pot to put over your head to protect you from bullets and shrapnel and things that Rambo had to face. You never know when you need a Dutch oven for field combat operations. But seriously, Dutch ovens are great to cook with, and we're glad to have one back in the house. One that does not belong to Juan in Arizona, one that no longer belongs to my mom. You guys can fight that out and work it out between yourselves because it's mine now. Whoever it used to belong to, it's mine. I want to thank you so much for watching this crazy kind of video during Vlogmas. Remember, during the Christmas season, all the way to Christmas Day, we are live streaming around 9-ish Eastern Standard Time. And of course, in January, we will get back to making our amazing, normal, outdoor, natural nature kind of videos. We'll see you there. We'll see you at the live stream. Yeah, you know what I mean. Make sure you click the like and subscribe button. Make sure you leave a sarcastic comment. Make sure you do something. Just do something, will ya? Just do something.